considering that we're recording this after everyone has played a game 2, Brian, Tim, do you guys feel okay about like all the teams up 2-0 and then it's just like uneasy about the 1-1s? Do you feel uneasy about any of these series?
Run through the 2-0s.
We got Boston over Milwaukee.
The Bucks are not. They're not capable of winning a playoff series.
Well, very disappointing that they don't get one in Boston. I mean, the first one was there for the taking, and but Terry Rozier has been as good as Kyrie Irving would have been. I mean,
Terry Rozier has been unbelievable. Jaylen Brown, and you know what? Obviously, Kyrie and Hayward going down kills their legitimate title hopes. But I mean, long term, the experience these young guys are getting in these playoffs, so probably get 2 rounds. You know, that's pretty valuable to their development, and they've got some stud young players.
I believe that Rozier is extension eligible this fall. What do you do with that?
I don't know.
Because he's been
a hell of a player.
I like him a lot. I really was sort of indifferent about him.
Like Chris Paul loves him. And they have no relationship. But he's just a guy who, CP3 watches games. He tweeted about him, and he's an energy guy who's shown that he can also fill it up.
He's from Cleveland. What do you expect? All right. So what about Toronto, Washington?
Yeah, the Wizards are too dysfunctional. They're not going to be a factor. The Pelicans, it would be really hard for me to see them blowing it after taking a 2-0 lead on the road.
Mm-hmm. It's the first time the Pelicans have been in this territory. Also, that environment in New Orleans isn't exactly the most.
Yeah, true.
The Pelicans had almost the exact same record home and road.
Yeah.
Which is unusual for a 6 seed. Like when the Warriors won 73 games, they were pretty damn good everywhere. But like to see a team have the same home road record, like you typically see that where teams at the very top and the very bottom. To see sort of a mid-level playoff team have the same home and road record, I just don't think that environment is that difficult. So I just don't think the mountain for the Blazers is that particularly high. That said, I've been very impressed with the Pelicans, and I think that, John Wall, Bradley Beal has to have a big game at some point here. John Wall had a big game too. Bradley Beal was terrible. So at some point, I think that those two will have big games, and then we'll strike back. You're asking the Wizards, who have been disappointing all year, to win 4 out of 5. I wouldn't gamble on it. I thought after game 1 of Blazers Pelicans, I thought that had 7 games written all over it, and I was surprised that the Pelicans won again, but I kind of still feel it. I could end up being wrong.
And look, give credit to Drew Holiday and Rondo. They have just dominated. And then AD is going to be the best player in the series. So
right,
we have Warriors Spurs. I mean, that whole thing is now taken a
tragic.
I don't know what's going to happen there. I'll tell you one thing though. Kawhi Leonard better be at the funeral.
My goodness.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, no question.
I'm sure he will be. They have a good relationship, but
and then
sometimes things like this bring people together.
Yeah,
and not that I want to equate the terrible tragedy to basketball. I'm just saying that.
Right.
And Pop. I was just saying yesterday that I thought Pop was just off these last few days. Like just the way he's been lashing out at Kawhi, I just thought I described it as him having a temper tantrum. I mean, I had no idea that his wife was. I know she had been ill. I didn't know like how ill she was, and that's certainly. If she was indeed, fighting like this, it certainly, to me, explains why Pop's been a little off. And, that's why it's dangerous in our business because we very rarely know the whole story. But we have to react to what we see. But I don't know. I mean, that series is now sort of irrelevant.
Yeah. Similarly irrelevant is Rockets Wolves.
Yeah, look, I'm surprised if this thing gets back to Houston.
So
I think my next trip to Houston will be the second round.
So then, generally speaking, you think that all the teams up 2-0 are going to ultimately win their series, and then you have Sixers.
Well, like I said, keep an eye on New Orleans Blazers.
That's the only one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite ready.
So Sixers Heat is at 1-1. Cavs, Pacers are at 1-1. And what's the other one? Oh, Jazz Thunder.
Jazz Thunder.
Yeah.
Boy, Jazz Thunder. That has 7 games written all over it too.
Well, I think it's got 6. I think it's Jazz and 6. If it's 7, then
then it's Thunder.
It'd be awfully hard to beat OKC there, but I think it's Jazz and 6.
Okay. It has 6 or 7 written all over it. To me, yeah. I that's one of those series that I suspect will be. There will be a game in Oklahoma. There will be a game in Utah. My guess would be Utah will easily win one of the 2 games in Utah, and then the other game will be a coin flip. And whoever gets that coin flip will be in the catbird seat. If Utah's up 3-1, they'll have it. And if it's 2-2 with 2 of the last 3 in Oklahoma City, then I think with the veterans, I think Oklahoma City. So I sort of see it like I sort of sniff game 4 coming down the stretch as being that's kind of the way the series feels. Or you get it 2-2 and you get to a game 5, and you get sort of anything goes. I love 2-2 series. Game 5, it's always where it really gets interesting. But we have some action in the first round here, which is exactly what we thought. We've got, I think there's going to be 2 or 3 series. I mean, this Cavs Pacers series, that sucker could go 7. To be honest with you, I think Game 3 matters a lot in this 76ers Miami series. I think if Miami takes Game 3, now you're looking at 6 or 7 there. So I think we could have a nice 3 or 4 series come right down to it, which would be a big improvement over last year. So, all right, we've yammered on enough.
Good yammering.
It was enjoying. I'm having fun with this. I'm enjoying a lot of these games. Although last night, I'm glad that wasn't a 10:30 game, because that would have been off. I would have been in bed if that had been a 10:30 Eastern game. So